Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Another week to plan meal for my family. I started today by blending the peppers. Once that was done, I proceed to parboil it so that I can use it for all the soup that I'm going to be preparing. The first soup was my husband's favorite. I used some of the peppers that I parboiled to make this stew because I'm going to be pairing it with okra. So I went ahead to put locust beans. Yes, I don't know what other people call it. Some people call it iru, some call it dawa dawa, some call it different name, but in my place we call it nune. So I went ahead to add some salt, add some maggi to taste, and I allowed this to fry for a little minute. Then I add in some water and then stir it properly, and went ahead to add in the beef that I'm going to be using. Oh, sorry, it's not beef. I'm going to be using goat meat for this particular soup. And of course, I added a stock water. That's the stock water of the parboiled meat that I'm using. I'm going to cover this for a while for it to cook, and voila, the stew was already ready. So I started dishing it out. So while I was dishing it out on the other stove, I was also preparing the white okra that I'll be pairing it with the soup, because this is how we eat it here. We eat the stew and then the white okra by the side. At this point, I was done with soup number 1. I went ahead to prep for soup number 2. I went to cut in the vegetables I'm going to be using for my other cooking that I'm going to be cooking. I make sure I slice the vegetable. This is called ugu in Nigeria. I don't know what other people call it. So I slice it into tiny pieces that will suit my what I'm going to be cooking. Once this was done and set aside, I went ahead to prep my okra. This soup is going to be mainly for a weight loss journey that I want to start beginning this month. So I'm going to be doing this okra soup without oil, without anything. I'm using snail for this. So I bought these snails, and the snail have started laying egg in my house. I felt bad doing this, but when I entered the internet, this was the only means by which I can get the snail out of the shell easily. So I went ahead to pour hot water into the snail while they were still alive. Oh my god, this process really broke me, but I had no other choice for me to do it. And at the end of it, this snail refused to come out of the shell. I had to use knife to break each snail, like one after another, to bring the snail out of the shell. Once this was done, the time to wash the snail, I didn't know any other method to use. This was my second time of washing, and the water was still slimy. The third time I used salt, a lot of salt, like I was so generous with the salt. So I wash it and the slimy reduced a little bit. The fourth time I used lime. I had to use lime. I cut one of the limes that I'm using on my detox stew and then wash it. And then at this point, I felt that yes, this slime was totally gone. Look at how well clean the snail become. It was so clean and ready for me to use. So I put the snail in the pot and added some water and went ahead to add some pepper inside the mixture and make sure I stir it properly. I added some salt, added some maggi to taste, and went ahead to add the okra that I diced and add in some chicken into the mixture. So remember, I told you all that I'm going to be making this okra without oil. So this is how healthy to make your okra if you are on a weight loss journey. I stirred it properly and cover it to cook for a while. I went ahead to add in the ugu leaf, that's the vegetable leaf. Whenever I tell myself that I'm going to be dieting, like I'm going to be eating healthy food, that is when my husband will be go ahead and be buying pizza, will be buying shawarma, will be buying all the things, meat pie, that I will have to eat. But this time around, I'm not going to do that. The soup was ready, so I went ahead to dish the soup, put it in my takeaway that I'm going to be putting it in the freezer. So I'll be eating them one after another. So this was soup 2 was ready. I went ahead to make my soup 3. My soup 3 is going to be vegetable soup as well, but this vegetable soup I can pair it with white rice, a quantity like portion control white rice. And if you watch well, there is no oil in this soup. there's no oil in what I'm going to cook now. Right now, I just pour in the pepper mix, pour in my vegetable and everything, mix everything together. I went ahead to put in the meat that I'm going to be using. The meat I'm going to be using here is going to be goat meat, and I pair it up with goat meat and allowed it to stir and add in the stock. That's the remaining stock. I'm going to be using it one after another. So I add it and stirred it properly, and voila, this soup was already ready. I make sure I put in crayfish, put in everything, and allow it to steam. And I went ahead to dish my soup. But yes, this soup, I will really enjoy it with white rice. My other weight loss food I'm going to be preparing was meant to be pepper soup. But when I went to the market, I forgot to buy pepper soup ingredients. But I'm going to still be making it like pepper soup. So I pour in my chicken, pour in my, yes, the legs are there. Yes, I love it. I add in enough pepper. I wanted enough pepper. I wanted it to be like pepper soup, but I forgot pepper soup ingredient. I went in to add in some salt, add in some Maggi seasoning to taste, and add my crayfish for it to taste. And I cover it for it to cook for a while, and then open it again and put in my scent leaf that we normally use with pepper soup. At least let me have the pepper soup aroma. And it was ready, so I went ahead to dish it in small portion. I can as well be pairing this with okra. That's the white kind of food that they normally eat with pepper soup. I can be pairing this with it. It will really go well. So at the end of it, I got 4 portion of this pepper soup. Another meal plan I will be cooking is porridge. Anyway, I didn't wash that pot, yes, because it's the same thing. So I just pour in the potato that I slice and peel, and then pour it, cover it. I add in some pepper, add some salt, add some Maggi. This is my other meal plan that I'm going to be using. And I went ahead to add some chicken inside the what I'm going to be cooking. So once that was well cooked, I add in my crayfish and cover it again and allow it to cook for a while. And then I open it again, add in my vegetable. Yes, I'm going to be doing a lot of vegetables because I want to eat healthy. I want to lose weight. It's been 3 years ever since I had my baby, so I need to get back in shape. I need to start having my life back. I just want my life back. The porridge was ready, so I went ahead to dish it in portion that I'm going to be eating. At this point, I was already tired of cooking. I was so exhausted. Like, I've done enough. How many meals do you count? Because my feet were already shaking. I was really shaking because since morning I've not eaten. We are on fasting. We are fasting from 6 to 6, and I did a whole lot of work. It's not easy. This was all the meals that I prepared. If you have watched it this very moment, please do well to subscribe to my channel and also support me. I do come live frequently. Come to my live and support me with super chat. I was so excited. Thank you so much for watching, and see you. Bye.